Sean Wesley Ninow, he asked, if the Chiefs don't win this weekend, is this season considered a failure? I think that this is a very interesting question, and one that I'm going to wait to see what you guys say before I give my answer. So, Jordan, would you like to start?
I think it's yes, without a
Hmm.
doubt. If the Chiefs don't at least get to the Super Bowl, really, if they don't win a Super Bowl, this team has that goal every year. And like they can have their individual goals of doing this or accomplishing this or putting up these numbers or whatever. They're in the business of winning Super Bowls now. There's no, oh, let's get to the playoffs. Let's win the division. Let's win one playoff game. There's, let's win multiple playoff games. Let's get to the AFC championship. Let's get to the Super Bowl and let's win the damn thing. Now, if the Chiefs get there and lose, it's not a total failure, but it's still a failure. Like this team is that good to where they have those expectations. And personally, for me, I'd consider it a failure if they didn't win not only this weekend, but then in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, to them it would definitely be a failure. I mean, they're the ones that have been championing the running back stuff. So
Hmm.
I think for them especially it'd be a failure. As a fan trying to look into it, I'm having a hard time saying it'd be a complete failure just because of the fact that it's hard to win the Super Bowl in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Patriots did not win. They won less than half the seasons they had Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And they're the most successful by far in the Super Bowl era. So I don't think the expectation should be that they win it every year with Patrick Mahomes. I don't think the Chiefs fans should be expecting 15 straight Super Bowls.
Sure.
They should know that sometime in the future, the Chiefs will be knocked out of the playoffs before the Super Bowl. Whether that makes this season a failure, I would lean yes, just because of the fact that they were returning all their starters in a season where a lot of teams didn't get to gel. Finish first overall or as the first seed in the AFC. I think not making the Super Bowl especially would be a failure. But I just have a hard time saying you didn't win the Super Bowl, you're a failure, knowing that like they just can't do that every year. So maybe this year I would entertain it for sure, but I don't think everybody should be expecting that from them every single year going forward with Mahomes.
I'm glad you guys validated my opinion because I was kind of leaning the same way, as like especially with this season with the whole run it back everything, bringing all those players back. Connor made a good point in saying that. I think that maybe this year probably would be considered a failure, especially bringing what was it, 20 of 22 before the opt out, so it'd be 18 of 22 starters back from the Super Bowl team. That's
pretty
unheard
good.
of. Yeah, that's really unheard of
good.
in the modern NFL. So them probably not making it to the Super Bowl if they do lose this weekend, obviously is what this question's alluding to, I think probably would be considered a failure because this team has said the whole time that it's pretty much Super Bowl or bust for this team. And Connor, another great point that you make up, I don't think team that Chiefs fans, Chiefs Kingdom can expect to make the Super Bowl every year. I mean, you look at the dynasty that Tom Brady had, that's a really good point. I mean, even like go back to the Buffalo Bills in the 90s. They made the Super Bowl for 4 straight years, which is an incredible feat, but didn't win one. So like getting there is half the battle, more than half the battle. Well, I'd probably say half the battle is getting there, but then like trying to win the big game is a big one. So the Chiefs aren't going to win 15 Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes, sadly. That's just not how the NFL works. And I think that maybe in years past when you have, players leave when contracts start to come up, it gets a little stickier, when it comes to contract negotiations. If the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl or don't win the Super Bowl, it would be a different story. But I think this season, this year, with the team that they have, be hard to call it anything less than successful, right? If they don't win the Super Bowl, anything less than a failure, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%.
I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah, like in future seasons, like 12 years out when Travis Kelce retires, or when all the players that we know and love right now. It was a joke. I didn't want to say.
I mean,
5,
with modern medicine and him taking. No, I'm just joking. There's no
6-year-old Tom Brady versus 55-year-old Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when all the players we know and love are gone from this team, but Patrick Mahomes is the only one that's here at age 34 or whatever. Who knows what the team will look like and what the expectations will be. But this year, right now, especially considering they finished the season as the 1 seed in the AFC, I think you can consider it a failure if they don't win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy to say that, right? If we just
Yeah.
take a step back from and just like in what would you call it, retrospect, and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like this season really is a bust if they don't get a Super Bowl. This season means nothing.